Welcome aboard the Culture Station. My name is Vince. Let's see what we find out there today.
What's going on, everybody? Hope you're having a good one. So it looks like the cancel culture mob are coming for Chuck Dixon over some anti-Semitic remarks of his. You know how that goes. But lucky for him, it looks like people such as Vox Day and Eric July have his back. So let's read about it. Bounding into Comics reports, Eric July and Fox Day respond to attempts to cancel Chuck Dixon. Rippaverse Comics founder Eric July and Arcaven Comics publisher Vox Day recently shared their responses to the attempts to cancel legendary comic book writer Chuck Dixon. Dixon was accused of anti-Semitism by YouTuber Dane of Actual Freedom. Not only did this YouTuber accuse Dixon of anti-Semitism, but he actively attempted to have Dixon canceled by encouraging his followers to contact Amazon in an attempt to have them stop selling Arcaven comic books, specifically Dixon's Alt Hero Q series. I think I don't need to say this, but it goes without saying, do not contact this YouTuber, do not harass them, yada yada yada, all that standard stuff. I do not support harassment. But yeah, this guy Dane of Actual Freedom is coming, literally trying to cancel Chuck Dixon. Let's continue. He posted on Twitter an image stating, Chuck Dixon, who is again writing at least one issue of a comic book specifically advertised by its creator Eric July as appropriate for kids, features his QAnon comic on Amazon's Kindle platform, which you can read yourself for free with a Kindle Unlimited subscription. Alternatively, you could contact Amazon to see if they're aware they're selling a QAnon promoting comic with no age restrictions, just as they sell Vox Days comics and merch, to all ages. July responded to this cancellation call on YouTube. Here's what's going to happen, and you're going to have to get over it. Yes, we have people that the mainstream has deemed, I don't know, abhorrent. But maybe they have a view or two. Namely, it's likely they support politicians or don't support the politicians that they think they should. He added, here's what's going to happen, and you're going to have to get over it. As far as his company is concerned, Chuck Dixon is about to be part of a campaign that is going to make hundreds of thousands of dollars, perhaps millions. And guess what? He gets a bonus in the event that it does. You're going to get his pockets lined up, and there's nothing that you can do about it. July continued, they say some people want to go their employers. They want to get them to put off a certain platform. That doesn't happen over here, and you can't do shit about it. And you know why? Because what are you going to do? Well, we don't want the Rippaverse to publish that. Who are you going to go to? Well, go to the publisher. I am the publisher. Oh, well, maybe this is for the distributors. Look at me. I am the distributor now. There's nothing you can do. Nothing. And they're going to have to get over it. Perfectly put, Eric. Tell them how it is. Tell them that there's nothing they can do. That they're just going to have to fucking deal. And that is awesome. He then reiterated, there are people that have been very creative, and because they said something you don't like, you've deemed that they shouldn't be a part of the fucking comic book industry. Who are these people? They're losers. And this is why social justice activism is the fucking tool and occupation of losers. Because it unfortunately has been able to amplify people that are not only unreasonable, but it gives them some sense of importance that they have never gotten their entire lives ever. Day responded to the cancellation attempts on his website. Day wrote, let me get this straight. Because the legend wrote a comic book about an evil elite that engages in child sex trafficking, he's anti-Semitic? Now, isn't that an open and public admission that a certain group of people are engaged in child sex trafficking and satanic sacrifice? Especially given the fact that the comic doesn't mention or imply anything about satanic sacrifice, he continued. Day concluded, anyhow, this is just an attempt to get Chuck kicked off of Eric July's projects, which isn't going to happen. What's amusing about this is that if Dane is worked up about AHQ, he's going to stroke out on the spot if he ever reads the Legends Levin Cade novels. He then shared a GIF indicating he had no intentions of ending his working relationship with Dixon. I'm going to legend even harder. Damn right. To that point, Day shared with Bounding into Comics the cover of Dixon's upcoming Conan the Barbarian novel, Caravan of the Damned. Dude, that looks sweet. Cannot wait to read it. Honestly, Chuck Dixon is the only author worth doing Conan since Ron A. Howard died. I don't think anybody else really captures the style quite as well as Dixon does. Caravan of the Damned sees Conan leading a large band of merciless bandits across the dry-boned wasteland of the Zaugir, where he doesn't hesitate to attack even the most well-guarded caravans. In fact, Conan relishes the challenge, surmising that the greater the risk usually means the greater the reward. However, some treasures might be too dangerous to keep, a lesson Conan quickly realizes after his bandits ambush a royal Turanian caravan on the court of Hadranor. Man, I've never actually said those words out loud. Not only will the book see Conan leading his bandits on a raid through the wasteland of the Zalgar, but hidden in the sands of the deepest desert are horrors too dreadful for even the most fearless barbarian to imagine. Dixon, who is no stranger to writing Conan, having penned numerous stories for Marvel Comics in comic book form and Savage Sword of Conan, shared with Bounding into Comics what readers can expect from the second novel. Caravan of the Damned is set in the time where Conan was a desert reaver. I wanted to challenge I wanted the challenge of writing a story that was an extended chase. It's unlike anything I've ever wrote for Savage Sword. Dixon elaborated, "The fun for me is restricting myself to the vocabulary and writing form that Howard used. I don't want any jarring stylistic anachronisms to take the reader out of the story. If I've succeeded here, the story should read like it would have been perfectly at home in an issue of Weird Tales." Which, based on his previous works, I'm going to assume it will. We'll see when it comes out, but I'm going to assume that it will be exactly what he's promising. Just feel like another Howard story. The paperback and ebook of Caravan of the Damned is expected to go on sale later this month in September. A hardcover for Caravan is expected to go on sale in October. So, like I said, some YouTuber trying to cancel Chuck Dixon, specifically calling for a cancel attempt on Chuck Dixon for people to reach out to Amazon to try to get him canceled. And great people like Eric July and Vox Day, standing up for him. And, I personally, I supporter right here, supporter of Eric July, autographed ISOM #1. My ISOM #2 is in storage. Unfortunately, a lot of my Chuck Dixon books are in storage. I can't show any of those off. But I've been a fan of these guys for years. I'm not gonna let some guy who assumes that Chuck is anti-Semitic make me stop reading him or stop reading Eric. I fully support Rippo and the Rippaverse. I fully support Chuck Dixon, Graham Nolan, and everything they do. Don't let these cancel culture clowns on YouTube and on Twitter, get to you. Don't let them make you stop loving the things that you love. Keep loving these guys. Keep reading Eric July. Keep reading Chuck Dixon if that's who you like. Give them a shot if you haven't seen any of their, if you haven't read any of their stuff. It's really good. Let me know what you guys think, and I will see you guys next time.
Thanks for stopping by. If you like this video, make sure to like, share, and subscribe, and follow me on X at CultureSailor1. I'll see you next time, and as always, fair winds and following seas.